Market conditions majority bullish. S&P futures up slightly, 0.10. As of right now, we're sitting at 14 and 0 on the daily time frame. We've got expansion of trend. We're at all-time highs on S&P. The last couple of days really didn't get a whole lot of activity. Relatively quiet right here, 14 and 0 on the weekly time frame, and continuing to have this impressive breakout above this 6200 range. Retracement potential back to that 6200 range, and that demand block is still a possibility right there, and that that's still going to be bullish. Anything inside this momentum zone all the way up in this upper range here still going to have bullish price activity, and but a retracement certainly could test that out. We've yet to really have a decent retracement so far in this overall rally. S&P closed out yesterday at 14 and 0 on the daily and the weekly time frame as well. Breadth on the S&P 500, we've got a number of stocks above the 50-day moving average, 71% of the S&P 500. We had a pretty decent move yesterday, and then it pulled back, or 2 days ago it pulled back again. So that 80 range, we've yet to really pierce that and get a real solid kind of an extreme upside, but it's in that upper range and did tag that 80 area, and still majority bullish, and it's just still, it looks similar to the market itself. We're just kind of flatlined here for the last few months. VIX pulling back and still continuing around that 15 range, which should turn out to be bullish for equities until it's not, until it moves and gives us a push back to the other side. But we're seeing complacency. There's just very little fear in the market currently. Dow Jones Industrial Average still pressing towards the upper range of the supply block, 447 pre-market activity. We'll see if it can push higher and give us an all-time high on the Dow. Triple Q's 565 this morning, continuing its breakout. Similar price pattern to S&P 500. 236 retracement is all the way back at that 527 range. Again, this range between the high point and the low point, the swing high where the fib tool is connecting and the swing low point, and then pulling back to this 236 number, that's the momentum zone. So as long as we stay above this range, we're still in bullish momentum, but that retracement sometimes can be a little bit nasty, and it can happen relatively quickly. So we just want to be aware of the fact that even though things are calm right here, that's just not going to stay that way. We're going to continue to move higher. The probabilities are going to be a little bit lighter that we continue higher aggressively to the upside, but we can stay in these ranges for some time. Small caps yet to really push up to its supply location. 230 is the number for that. USO giving a little bit of a move today, a bullish move confirmation yesterday. Let me grab this swing low, swing high. We'll look at this current trend, see if we're about to move any higher. Holding that 382 level, 236. We're not back in momentum. This sell-off that we had a couple months back has really yet to be tested. Just some quiet volatility here in oil. The longer term chart of that's a little bit cleaner looking. You can just see we've had a big strong uptrend. This is our COVID move back in the day, and sideways consolidation, 50% retracement here held up. So now this range around this 83 area, if we can push up and break above that, oil could get a decent move here. Really nothing as of yet, just still holding pretty tightly. Gold, on the other hand, in its upper momentum range. The weekly time frame pretty well extended above the 236. That's 278. But I would pull it all the way back to this level. And let me actually grab this current trend that we've got here, and we're still in the momentum zone, 236 on this price pattern as well. Gold, it's even acting like it wants to break out here as well. You're getting a higher low right here, and continuing this higher low trend with this flat breakout location. So we'll see if we get any kind of pressure pushing to the upside on gold. Dollar showing some weakness here as well, majority bearish. Silver in its overall uptrend, continuing that pattern. Pre-market at 35.24, expanded trend 14.0. The weekly time frame you're seeing getting some expansion towards the upper end of that trend is starting to fan out a little bit. That just decreases trend probability of continuation. So these are areas to be watching for to see if we do get some consolidation. That can look like this right here, where you just get the upper end of that trend just consolidating a little bit here. That's on silver. And the 2-year Treasury at 392 this morning, majority bullish on the daily time frame with some of this activity here, majority bearish on the weekly time frame as it's kind of just been fading back down for the last couple of years. 10-year Treasury is off 441, majority bullish, super tight compression right here, really has not done much over the last couple of months. With all of the volatility that we've had, it's been relatively flat since then, around that 440 range. Bond yield curve also holding positive at 0.52. That's just the spread between the 10-year and the 2-year, and we want to see a bond yield curve that is expanding and wide. We want to see that 2-year go down, potentially the 10-year even going up, but better that both of them stay where they're at or drop, and just that spread happening. If they get that 2-year to drop a little bit faster, that's yet to happen. We're still pretty tight in the bond yield curve at 0.52. You can see where it has been in the past. I've pulled this perspective in before just to see where we could end up going all the way up to that 3% range. That'd be a healthy spread on the bond yield curve, and this is where we're at currently. Anything less than that yellow line is an inverted yield curve, meaning that the 2-year is paying more than the 10-year. So we're obviously not inverted currently. A couple stock ideas for you to consider: ADT confirmation bar, increased volume, back into momentum, nice looking setup there as well. And then another stock, JOE. Similar pattern, confirmation at 236, and increased volume back into momentum for JOE. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.